Like I said, there's a couple of word of cautions. I'm going to be a little more specific here. These things are always changing. So what you might get used to using one time will definitely change within a few months. There could be new policies around it. The Biden administration is starting to look a little bit more closely at things related to AI. So those rules might come into place. Publication outlets are saying that if you do use AI, you need to acknowledge that you use AI, and we'll come back to that in a second. And like I said earlier, with TAMIU or any place, like, you got to make sure you know what exactly the policy is. In my syllabus, I tell students you can use AI. I'm going to talk about it in a responsible way, how to use it. If I have a suspicion that you use like AI to write the whole paper, I'm going to ask you about it. And I might ask you on the spot to explain the paper for me, and if you can't, I might be a little worried, right? So you just need to know what the policies are at your institution, at work, or wherever it might be, and just be on top of those so you don't get in trouble inadvertently. Number two, AI can sometimes have a problem of what we call the hallucination problem. And in other words, AI can just make stuff up sometimes, especially ChatGPT. Older models of ChatGPT tend to do this a lot. Newer versions are getting a little bit better, but this is a big issue in research, which is where, if you use something like ChatGPT to help you write something, it will sometimes just make up citations that don't exist. And that's the last thing you want for a paper, because then that's one, a giveaway that you use ChatGPT, and two, it's just totally against the purpose of writing. So we need to be very careful when we use these language models to instruct it not to just make stuff up. And so that's what we call the hallucination problem. We'll see it in a couple of the different sources that were out there and that we're going to go through. And then lastly, like I mentioned, I talked a little bit about it already. I won't repeat it too much, the role of expertise.